do you got? What do you got for the fans? Smell it.
It's a pretty good workout today. Got to watch Silent Mike do lots of sets for lots of reps and stuff like that. And I did about half the work, and I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm fat. I'm old.
Wait, you did half the work, but you're twice as strong. Where did I go wrong with the math?
And I'm 3 times as tired. Add that up.
How does that work?
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
What's happening, people? Silent Mike, Mark Bell's Powercast, Super Training Gym, Reebok 1, checking in for a deadlift party. You are all cordially invited to our deadlift party. Tons of sets, tons of reps, under Coach Jeremy Hamilton. Basically what he had me do is as many sets as possible of 3 reps at about 525 pounds. He wanted them to be clean, he wanted them to be fast, so my goal was to be fast, my goal was to be clean. It went pretty good. I'm using the Rogue Ohio Power Bar, which is a USAPL bar. That is potentially the meet that I'm going to hop in, is a USAPL meet, so I'm getting used to the stiff bar. Everything looks fucking awesome in video. I look speedy, I look fucking strong, but it did not always feel that way in person. I got my man Mark Smelly Bell pulling on the same bar with me. In front of me, I got Marcus, Filipino Thunder, my boy Bob Evans, aka Fat Dan, aka Big Rig, aka Storm Cloud. He's working up to a meet. I think Filipino Thunder's working up to a meet. And then my man Fireman Dave, you may or may not have ever seen before. He's working in a little bit on that whippy bar in front of us, the cheater bar, aka some kind of deadlift bar. I don't know what it is. There's Fireman Dave. I had Bob Evans kind of on a deload week because he's taking his openers and going heavy on the squat and deadlift next week. So he's just hitting 10 sets of 1, just with about 480 pounds or so. They're using kilo plates, so my math on that's going to be all kinds of fucked up. Marcus ends up working up to a really heavy triple, and then I think another really heavy triple. I think both might be PRs for him, so that's awesome to see. Everything's coming together for him for his meet. And then Fireman Dave hit a nice single or so around 600 pounds, which might be a PR. He's also competing in a couple weeks. Mark's been really focused on his bench lately. His deadlift has gone to the side of the road. It looks really good this day, even though I think he told me he hadn't touched 500 pounds in about a month, maybe 3 weeks or so. But as of now, it looks like he's still got high 6s, maybe 700 in him. He's got a couple more weeks to tone that, or to lock that form in, see what happens. Uh-oh. It's Stone Cold! Stone Cold! I don't know how many sets I did. I'm not showing you all of them. Actually, I lied. I do know how many sets I did. I ended up with 9 sets, but I don't know how many I'm showing you. Stone Cold, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to my man. Fucking awesome. If you haven't heard it, go back to Mark Bell's Powercast episode, I don't know, like 9 or some shit. One of the beginning ones, we had him on there. Fucking cool dude. Later on, he invited Mark and I into his household. Mark podcasted with him. I drank coffee and played with his Labradors. Just a really, really cool dude. What you get is what you see with him. And that's kind of refreshing because you hear horrors of different celebrities and people in Hollywood turning into scumbags. But Stone Cold was just super cool, super genuine. He's a meathead at heart. He loves lifting weights. Here's Dave going with I believe 595 is what's on the bar right there. Pretty fast for him. I think his best pull is maybe just around 6. He's a pretty good bencher. He benches maybe 420, 430, and then the other day I think he just squatted 550 for a bunch of reps. So he should have a nice big PR total coming up, as should everybody. Dan's lifting well. My man Filipino Thunder's lifting well. Here's Smelly getting some good form. Upper back rounding just a little bit, but so does mine. A little bit of technique, a little bit of our goal is actually just to try to make our arms longer, shove our shoulder blades down into our back pocket. Another cue I use is covering your armpits with your shoulders, pulling that bar into you. Boom. Boom. Feels pretty good, like I said, or looks pretty good, but does not feel so hot always. I've noticed I have been pulling with a stiff bar for a couple months now, but now doing so much volume with it, I've noticed the bar is pretty fat. Obviously a deadlift bar is a deadlift bar because it's thinner. It's got a little more knurling to grab onto, and it also whips, so it bends a little bit, allowing a smoother pull. The stiff bar, at least this one, is fatter, and and I haven't had any grip issues in terms of like I was going to drop the bar, but after a while, my hands just get so swollen. I'm recording this actually the day after. My hands are still kind of swollen, kind of sore. I didn't rip a callus or anything, and it never affected my pull until the last sets. Like, I just mentally didn't want to grab onto the bar. Maybe you guys should tell me to shut up and be a sissy. Hit me below with your favorite bar to pull with. You guys like big bars, little bars, thin bars, chode bars, hairy bars. I mean, everybody's got their own type of bar, and I'm open for all suggestions. But right now, the Rogue Ohio Power Bar is probably my favorite bar to squat and deadlift with. And then I bench with whatever bar. We actually use the Rogue Westside Bar, I think, which is similar, maybe slightly thinner and slightly more neural. And that's pretty good. Here's the one and only Filipino Thunder. I think this is a 675 or so. It might be like 674. I don't really know. Hips shoot up a little bit, but he grabs a hold of it because he's a fucking freak. Boom, easy touch and go rep. I think he told me he was losing his grip. Resets, one more rep. That's really hard to do. Often when you're going touch and go or dead stop, just choose one and go. But in this case, his hands just gave out on him a little bit, so he said he had to reset. Super strong from him. Hopefully he can get over a 700-pound pull for the first time in the meet. He has pulled 705 in the gym, but the meet would be more legit a mitt. You can see that rock star just hanging out on the side of the screen. I didn't know it was there. I was deadlifting for like 2 hours, so my camera skills were lacking, to be honest. I wasn't paying attention to the framework and exposure and all this shit. You guys are telling me in the comments my exposure's off to get a new camera. This camera is new. This camera is nice, but I have no idea what I'm doing with it, so I'm learning how to make the best quality for you guys, and I'll continue to learn, but just have a little bit of patience with me. Maybe the sound's off, maybe the fucking exposure or white whatever balance is off. I don't know what any of that shit means, but I'm researching, I'm learning, I'm talking to my peeps that know. I'm doing my best over here. I'm more better at talking and better at lifting than I am camera skills, so give me a break. This is my man Bryce. Bryce came into the gym. He had recently lost his leg in a car accident. He's benching his face off, and now he's experimenting with some deadlifts that look ridiculously difficult. That kid's got the heart like nobody else. He came into the gym with the right attitude. He came in the gym willing to work, willing to learn. He came into the gym respectful, and he also came to the gym not taking himself too seriously. So he's always open for suggestions. He's always open to have a good time. He's always open to be made fun of as well as make fun of you, and that's kind of what it's about. Give some, take some. Also be respectful and don't come in like you know everything. Very strong kid, very young kid, and he's just taking advantage and doing the most with the hands he's been dealt. I finished up with some light squats, 4 sets of 5 with 335 pounds or so, a la Jeremy Hamilton. That's what he told me to do. I think I'm just grooving the grease and greasing the groove, all that shit. Next, I finished up with some GHR. That's about it for this workout, guys. More vlogs to come, more topical talking type shit, and then a couple more lifting videos on the way, trying to keep some variety for you. Hit me below with any suggestions you have with the type of vids or topics you want me to talk about. Like this bitch, subscribe to this bitch, share that bitch. Thanks guys, and I'm out.